Hello, ladybugs and beetles. I am extremely honored to be here to do a divine feminine reading for you today. I hope you guys are all having a great week so far, and I think it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day where I'm at. Hopefully wherever you are right now, it's a beautiful day as well. We all know that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, so I love rainy days. Today is not a rainy day. It's an absolutely gorgeous sunny day outside, but I also love rainy days. I love windy days. I love snow days. I love all of them, right? So there's a different kind of beauty in all of them. And sometimes the beauty of our day is 100% dependent on the mood that we're having. I know that when you're in the dark night of the soul, sometimes it is very difficult to see the forest through the trees. But I urge you, one of the very best and most effective ways to make yourself feel better when you're in the dark night of the soul is to focus on the things that you are grateful for. To focus on what you feel grateful for is something that will really, really help you kind of get through the period of sadness and depression that comes along with, the craziness of the journey that you're on right now. Gratitude helps you to remember the abundance that's currently in your life. Sometimes we get so focused on like one narrow little pinpoint, and we especially do that with our twin flames. We really do, because of the obsessive thinking. It's really hard to get outside of that and think about anything else. We just are constantly thinking about our twin flame and what's going on with our twin flame, and it is difficult. However, if we kind of try to stop for a second and just purposefully pull ourselves in, stay present in who we are, which is the soul as the witness, and start forcing our mind to kind of focus on some things, even if you can only find one thing in that moment that you feel, grateful for. Focus on that for a minute. I remember a moment in my dark night of the soul. Well, of course, I was in that for several months, so there was a lot of moments, right? But one moment in particular, I was sitting in a lake, and I was so sad. I was crying my eyeballs out, just depressed as you could possibly be, and suffering. I had been for a while, and I was just so distraught and upset. And all of a sudden I looked out and I noticed, I'm sitting here crying in my car. I got tears streaming down my face. And I could hear these birds chirping, and the lake was out in front of me, and there was just beauty everywhere. There were people on boats and jet skis, and I could hear laughing in the distance, and birds flying in the sky across. It was just so beautiful. The setting that I was in was so beautiful, and I was so consumed with dark thoughts that I wasn't even noticing the beauty of the moment that I was in. And that changed everything for me, at least for a brief period of time, right? The dark night of the soul is one heck of a beast that you have to overcome, but it is an initiation, divine feminine. So keep that in mind, okay? It's temporary. It's not going to last forever. And gratitude, staying in the moment and looking for the beauty and abundance that's currently in your life, will help you escape that and get out of it even quicker. All right, so your current situation right now, divine feminine, we have Two of Swords in reverse. So with Two of Swords in reverse, there's some confusion. You're having a hard time making a decision. You feel like you are maybe very, very overwhelmed, and you're constantly feeling like you're compromising your truth or what you want. like what you truly want. You're compromising those things maybe for the benefit of others or to conform to what you think you're supposed to want and to do. And that's actually probably part of the reason why you're feeling overwhelmed and, sad and depressed and indecisive, because you're not really following your own inner compass. This reeks of dark night of the soul energy, early awakening experiences that we all have. So if you're currently in this, believe me, this is a temporary place. It sucks badly when you're in it, okay? It really does. But there will come a time, I promise you this, and every twin flame student of this universe will tell you this. You will look back on the dark night of the soul with a fondness, because you will realize the gift that it has given you. Okay, sometimes our greatest gifts come in packages that we don't expect or anticipate. And it's only in hindsight that we can realize that we were given exactly what we needed in order to get to what we wanted, And sometimes there's like a whole tearing down of, constructs of the mind and ideas and belief systems, or even material things and people that have to happen in order to position us and align us with what we really want. And that is what is going on with you, Divine Feminine. With this current energy, a lot of things are falling away. And you know what? It's okay to sit in a place of confusion for a period of time until you get the clarity that you need. Meditate, pray, sit in presence. The answers you seek are within you. All right, what are the challenges that you are going to face, Divine Feminine? We have Two of Wands. So you're going to be having to kind of sit and just sort of chill for a period of time. You're going to wait for some results. I think what this is leading you to is you're going to be able to make certain choices. You're going to gain certain types of new knowledge that are going to position you to be able to better navigate your way through this maze of life to become the creator that you are. And sometimes there's a period of, okay, I've set the intention, I've put the intention out there, and now I'm just waiting patiently with faith and a knowing that the universe is going to deliver on it. It may not be until a month from now, or 6 months from now, or 3 years from now. The beauty is in the journey, okay? That doesn't mean that from now until, 3 years from now, you're miserable until this, whatever it is that you're manifesting shows up. No, there is manifestation after manifestation after manifestation. But when you set that intention, you've got the wisdom now and the knowledge to navigate. See, here's a map right here. You navigate your way through this life. You set the intention and you know the universe is going to bring it to you in the beauty and divine timing that will be right for you, okay? You'll see the synchronicities in your life starting to form. You're going to start to see. It's going to give you almost the gift of clairvoyance, okay? Because you're going to really see how things operate and work behind the scenes. You'll be able to see how people work and tick and function. Your gifts that you've been given by Source are going to become extremely loud, and you're going to get really, really good at using them and recognizing them, okay? You're becoming a master because you are mastering over the mind. The shadows will surface and you will transmute them and then continue to align more and more and more with the truth and the soul's desire. There's a big difference between soul's desire and ego's desire. You could also call it heart's desire versus ego's desire. You want to make heart-brain coherency, okay? And that means you're aligning yourself to that core, that center, the truth of who you are, the soul, and you are bringing the ego into alignment with you so that you can Our egos never dissipate completely, okay? It's an aspect of self, which is fine, but we don't want it to run rampant. We have to learn to master over the tool. So you are mastering over the tool, okay? You're learning that you've been given special gifts that are unique just for you, and you're learning how to use them. All right, so what do you need to focus on, Divine Feminine? King of Swords. Okay, so interesting. Every single time I do a Divine Feminine reading, leadership, being like at the front of something always shows up. And I know why. It's because you are being, like, you're bringing your light into the world, and you're learning how to do that, because you don't bring something into this world. Hold on, let me rephrase this. You're not given the gift of light so that you can just sit on it and like dim it and hide it underneath like a bunch of shadows. No. That's not how it works. You're being the gift of light because you are meant to shine it into this world. And leaders shine. Those that shine lead. Okay? And you have some very special gifts to bring in. The universe doesn't make mistakes. You were not initiated into this process for no reason. Okay? You accepted the call. The universe put the call out and you accepted it. And your ego is probably not too happy about it. It's throwing a little temper tantrum, but that's okay. That's all right. Ego can throw a little temper tantrum. And you are turning into like the master that you are. You are achieving self-mastery, self-actualization, so that you can bring something special that we all need into this world. No one can do it but you, Divine Feminine. You're special. We're all special, which makes none of us special. Yet at the same time, we're all super special because nobody else can do what anyone else can do. See, that's how you collapse duality. We're all special, so we're not special. Yet we're special because no one else can do what we can do. We're all extraordinarily unique. Okay? You are special. So focus on the right side of the coin. No one can do what you can do. No one's seen things from your perspective. No one's experienced life the way you've experienced it. Are there commonalities? Of course there are. But no one can put them together the way that you can. You've got a special mission, a special purpose. We all do. And you accepted the call to embrace yours and bring it into the world. So welcome to the wonderful world of initiation. It is wonderful. I promise you that. And you have all the tools and you have what it takes, or you wouldn't be going through this process with your twin flame. The refinement process. And it's fucking beautiful, you guys. It really is. All of it. All of it. All right, your past. What are you leaving behind? And we're hit with the devil card, okay? So addictions, greed, envy, obsession. You're leaving behind obsessive thinking. Yes. And, this feeling of codependency, needing something to fulfill you from the outside. You have gained the knowledge that you know that it is all contained within your heart, and you've unlocked through this process, you've unlocked that heart space. You've had a heart opening. And you're leaving all the things behind that do not serve you well in your journey and mission here on life. The thing is they do. Okay, let me explain something here. You're not a victim of things that have happened to you in your past. Have you been victimized? Most likely at certain points in time. However, you are not a victim. And here's the reason why. You have this amazing ability to be able to take what has happened to you, to transmute it and then transcend, and then turn around and shine your light of awareness back into the world, where you can then help others because you've helped yourself. And that doesn't mean you have to go out and like start like a shelter, or you can do that, or a business, but you can't do that too. It could just be that on your day-to-day like walk through life, you're helping the people that you work with. You're helping people just by being in your presence. You don't even have to talk to them. That's the truth. Just being around you, because you've elevated yourself, elevates those around you. You're a light, okay? So the things that have happened to you were only gifts of wisdom. That's all they were, to get you to a place where you could stand in your power and truth. Because when you stand in your power and truth, through the knowledge and the wisdom gained through the times that we fell flat on our face, we shine something into this world that this world needed. So you've done something extraordinary even in your ordinary existence, okay? Again, collapsing duality. What is extraordinary and ordinary? All right? In your ordinary life, you've done extraordinary things just by being the ordinary you that you are, all right? You're not actually ordinary. You're extraordinary. And the universe is revealing that to you right now. And when you see how extraordinary you are, you'll see that everyone's extraordinary in their own way. All right, strengths, divine feminine. Strengths, what are your strengths? You have, again, leadership, okay? This is what you're supposed to focus on. However, like that's what you're supposed to focus on, but that's because these are your strengths. You have leadership qualities, and you are a bold and also practical leader. You have wise, or you have wisdom, and you make wise investments. Now, that could be financial. However, we invest in everything. Everything is an investment. Sometimes we make monetary investments, but we also make investments in time. We make investments in, emotion. We make investments in attention. And you have learned to, and are learning and still refining these wonderful gifts and traits that you've been given to become the leader that you are. Okay? That is so amazing. Look at the abundance that is surrounding this beautiful woman. Okay? And it's all coming out from the crown. You see that? She is wearing a crown of abundance. She recognizes the beauty and the gifts that have been given to her. And she doesn't focus on anything but that, which is why more and more and more is attracted to her. That's you, divine feminine. Not necessarily, I just have to point this out. It's important because we do have a lot of men that are divine feminines. This is not about gender. This is about the energy that you possess in this dynamic with your divine masculine, your twin flame, okay? There is a polarization, and you are a divine feminine energy in a relationship, or in relationship to your twin flame, who is a divine masculine energy. I do believe that sometimes there is a possibility, but I need to do more research on this, that sometimes those polarities can flip between them, but there is a little bit of a controversial perspective on that within the twin flame community. Some people say absolutely yes, and some people say absolutely no. I am not, the jury's still out on that for me. And I'd love to hear your experiences. And the reason why the jury's still out on that for me is because everybody's journey is unique. You are not going to find a twin flame teacher that can tell you precisely and exactly how your journey is going to go. You can find people who can help you and assist you and guide you and support you along your path. But if anyone's telling you they know exactly how to get through this and that they have the secret or the code or that they've figured it all out, is just giving you like an arrogant show. And the reason why I say this is every single person's journey is different. It is 100% unique and tailored for you. And this is coming from the realm of spirituality. And to say, I know how to do this, and it's this, it's structure, that's ego. Okay? In the world of the divine, in the spiritual realm, everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. So your journey is going to show up for you in a kaleidoscope of many different ways. And it's that way on purpose. Why? Because you're not meant to find answers outside of yourself. You're only meant to go within and use your own inner compass and connection to God and Source to navigate your way through this. If you could find the answers out here in the world, you wouldn't go within, and the whole purpose of your entire life's existence is to go within and find your way home to Source. And that's what you're going through right now, Divine Feminine. Okay? You contain both polarities within you, but you also have a polarization, because Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine energy is part of the building blocks of everything. It is in everything. Everything has both energies within it. You and your twin flame, and then also you on a physical level. All right, near future, Divine Feminine, near future. This is your bridge. Okay, what's going on in your near future? All right, 7 of Coins in reverse. There is a possibility that you're going to have a period of time where you're going to feel like giving up too soon. You might feel like you go through some oscillations, some unexpected oscillations. You may feel like you're on top of it for a while, like you totally get it, and then all of a sudden you might feel like, oh, all right, I don't get it at all. Like I feel so confused again. How did this even happen? And it might hit you hard. Like I was feeling so good for a while, and I was coming out of the dark night of the soul, and all of a sudden I feel like this is part of the process. You're going to experience oscillations. So you're gonna face this, and you're gonna navigate your way through it. Do not fret. I've never met a twin flame that did not go through this process. It always happens, and it can happen multiple times. You're never going to go back into the same deep, dark night of the soul that you did initially. But you are going to experience oscillations. That's part of the balancing of duality. Okay? It's going to kind of like bounce up and down a little bit. What goes up must come down. What goes up must come down. But eventually, it's going to level itself out, and harmony is going to be created within you. And so don't fret if or when this shows up for you, okay? It's meant to. It's part of the process. And you are going to be just fine. You'll be in it, and you'll be like in the thick of it, and then all of a sudden you're going to remember this. You're going to be like, okay, that's all it is. I just need to breathe. I just need to allow, and I just need to trust. And in a couple of days or a couple of weeks, you're going to feel better. I've had periods of time like this last several weeks at a time before. And it always comes through. The good thing about this, the positive way to look at it, is when you're going through a low vibrational, low oscillation period, there is always, every time, it's an opportunity to look at your shadows through presence and awareness. On the other side of this, you're going to feel, or you're going to have a shift or a breakthrough. It's going to reveal something very important to you on your journey and your path to healing. And so that's the positive side of it. So when you're in it, just keep looking at it. Know that it's bringing you something, that it's showing you something. Okay, so what is the advice? What is the advice for you, Divine Feminine? Do things with intention. Stand as the guardian at the gate of your own mind. Everything you think, Doesn't necessarily mean that they are thoughts of your own. Thoughts are things, thoughts are frequencies. You can say yes to them, or you can say no to them. You can say I accept that, or you can say I reject that. But do things with intention, okay? Watch your mind and make clear choices as to what you allow in as your belief and what you don't, what you allow in as your perception and what you don't. Okay, everything is constantly coming at you, media, friends' opinions, articles, experiences, interactions. You're constantly taking in data, but not all of it is stuff that's going to serve you well, and you have the ability to say no to it. Okay, stand as the guardian of the gate of your own mind and don't let the vampire through the door. Okay? It needs your permission. And you just can say no to it. All right. Environment. What kind of environment will you be experiencing in your near future? Divine Feminine. All right. 2 of Coins in reverse. You're going to have 2 choices that you're going to be facing. Okay? And you're going to have a difficult time experiencing the ability to commit. It's because you're going to feel a little bit overwhelmed, and when this kind of happens, kind of going back to what I said earlier, it is okay to sit in a place of confusion for a period of time while you allow those answers to be revealed to you. We don't always know how situations are going to play themselves out, and we can kill ourselves with worry and overthinking and ruminating thoughts. So instead, sit in that place of knowing that you are being guided by a higher divine source. Tap into the flow. If you've ever been in a car accident, you know time seems to slow down and you know how to handle yourself. Somehow you just react in these split seconds. You just have this internal knowing of what to do. And get into that space and just allow the storm to kind of rage around you, and you'll start to realize that you can kind of control it from that place of peace when you're in your center. And you'll get the clarity that you need, and then you'll be able to take that precise action, okay, that we saw right here. That precise action as a leader and a wise investor. All right. Hopes and fears, Divine Feminine. Hopes and fears. What are your hopes and your fears that you might be facing along your path and journey? 5 of Coins in reverse. A new job, home, hope returns, and recovery. So this is a pretty positive card. You may have fears of not being able to achieve these things. Like when I see, like a new job, that could be a lot of different things, not necessarily work-related job, but it could be part of a work-related job. It could also be something, where it's volunteer work, or it's something that you're doing, to help a friend out. There's different things like that, but it could also be what you're trying to build for yourself, the life that you're trying to build for yourself. And that's the sense, the energy that I feel around this even more so. How you're supporting yourself, what it is that you're investing yourself in, your time, your energy, your thoughts, who you're investing time and energy into. You still may at times have a fear and a doubt that kind of creeps in. Am I doing this right? Am I making the right decisions? And then your hopes, of course, are that you can do this. Focus on, notice all of it. Notice both. we cannot like cast out the shadows if we don't let them come into the light of our awareness. And they're just looking around in the shadows affecting us. So look at both sides of the coin and recognize that there is value in both, and look at them from a place of curiosity so that you can collapse the duality of them and make clear decisions. Okay? You can manifest what you want. Keep your studies going. Learn as much as you can about the natural laws of the universe. They're going to help you. Okay, it's the blueprints of life. Okay, and then, you can manifest what you truly want and desire. There's no reason you can't. You are in creator school and you're learning how to do it. You wouldn't be here if you weren't ready for it. Okay? Potential outcome. Potential outcome. What is the potential? Oh, there it is. Potential outcome for you. All right, we have 7 of Wands. So you are going to, so this card it's an interesting card to come up for potential outcome. Let me just kind of feel on this for a second, because this card stands for protecting yourself against competition and self-defense. You could potentially look at that as something negative, but I don't think that it is. I think what this card is showing us is that you're going to have a very balanced energy and perspective in the world. It's going to be aligned, your perspective is going to be aligned with your soul's desire, which is going to give you discernment. And sometimes when we use our discernment properly, we recognize what we need to protect ourselves against. We need to protect ourselves from the darkness that our shadows cast. Okay, how do we do that? By shining the light of our awareness on them, by not fearing them, by looking at them from a place of curiosity. Why is this there? Why does this show up in my life? Don't beat yourself up over the fact that they have. Instead, look at these things that don't serve you well and see, how can I use them to learn and to grow and to prosper, to become wiser? Because they're still gifts. Everything is for you, okay? Not to you. Even the things that you would call negative, that you have to quote unquote protect yourself against, they're still gifts. They bring you clarity, they bring you wisdom. And you've got the discernment now. That is the potential outcome that I see for you, to be able to navigate your way through, make the decisions that you need to make with clarity, because you're tuned in and tapped in to that source through your heart. And those leadership qualities are just you're gonna have almost like a clairvoyant ability to be able to know what to do right now. Like, you're gonna sort of see the path ahead of you. It's like you're gonna be able to play like chess better, right? The chess game of life. You're gonna be able to see several moves ahead when others can't. So that's pretty cool, Divine Feminine. That is pretty cool. Let's see here, what deck should we use? Okay, we're gonna use my Urban Crow. I just, for some reason, think this one will pair well. It's the one that I wanted to grab here. I do like this tarot deck too. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have seen it before, but it's called the Slavic Legends Tarot. And I just think it's pretty. I think that the artwork in it is beautiful. All right, what is our oracle going to tell us today? What is the oracle going to tell us about this reading here? All right. 22, grief. Grief. Let's look at this. That's where you started out in this reading today, was with grief. And look where it's leading you to. It's pretty amazing. This is just the first rung on your ascension ladder, okay? Well, it's probably not actually the first, but it's the first of your awareness, right? You really come into your awareness at this point. Crows make time to grieve. They have funerals and gather solemnly around their fallen friends in silence. It is essential to allow yourself time to feel sadness for a loss. Honor the memory and express your emotions. Healing begins the moment you confront the source of your pain. See, looking at your shadows. Don't try to run and hide from this journey that you're on. Okay, you have everything it takes, and it is okay to feel the way that you're feeling at any point in time in your journey. Okay, this isn't a journey where you're constantly in a state of like happiness and bliss. You are in duality. It's almost like you're tuning into a higher frequency. You'll be the center of the storm, but you're still going to witness and experience the storm raging around you. You're just not going to be in the storm anymore. Grief may appear if you have suppressed emotions around a loss. For growth to take place, you must address an ending, which allows for closure. There is no right way or wrong way to grieve. This is a ritual that is unique to you. Make time to mourn. Allow the feelings to surface because there are important lessons within the sorrow for the living. Every single time we pull an oracle card, it always has something that ties into these readings. If you've been watching my readings, you know that my readings are different every single time. Sometimes I will reuse certain, lessons or experiences to explain a card. But the mission, the lessons, the way that this stuff shows up, it's so different in every single one. And every single time these oracle cards come out, they always pertain to this. Like it ties in, like the theme of the deck, or not the deck, the theme of the reading itself. It's because it's divinely guided by something higher than us, and this is a message that is meant for those that resonate with it. And it will come to you in the timing in your life that it was meant to. You are going to go through periods of grief and sorrow, but two sides to every coin, right? Look at this. There's a mirroring that's taking place right here. Two sides to every coin. Both are extraordinarily valuable, okay? When we lose something, even if it's just the idea of something, even if it's just that we realize that we had a certain expectation and then we didn't have that show up the way that we wanted to, it's okay to feel the feelings that you feel around that. It's when we look at them that we're able to transmute them and see the higher divine purpose in it, which then heals us, because now we see the reason why we lost it. We can see with a higher, more elevated perspective that it was for our good. Death is rebirth. It's the cycle of this world that we live in. And there is actual beauty in it. There's beauty in the sorrow. I think there's probably a whole bunch of songs about that. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope this reading resonated with you. Thank you again for being here and for supporting us. You guys mean so much to us. It is our honor to be able to serve the community. And we will see you guys tomorrow. See ya.